It ain't easy being me. That's from Popeye, Captain of Me Own Destiny. I made that big one yesterday, and this is kind of like an after of the big one about, following up about Lodi. So, okay. This morning, I watched a bunch of my videos, and I thought, oh, I need to improve this and that, and I need to fluff and buff, just like you fluff and buff a car at the car wash. Don't pay $5, go the extra $4 or $5 and get it fluffed and buffed. That's what I have to do to my videos. They gotta be fluffed and buffed. But I think the content is still coming, and you guys could comment if you want. And if you noticed, I'm not telling people to subscribe and like and let the other guys do that. You guys on YouTube are probably trained. So if you want to, you do it. If you don't, you don't. I love yous. I'm not going for like a big channel thing here. I'm going for the content. And if it hits pay dirt, fine. If it doesn't, at least I know I reached for the impossible dream. You know what I mean? Okay. You have to go back and watch that one if you haven't. All right. First couple weeks at Lodi High School, rainy, cold, a lot of cliquey people. Went and tried out for the drama club, or I tried to try out for the drama club, and found out they had a play going, and it was going to be a good one. But they had cast all the parts in October, November. First rehearsals were starting way before the holidays. And so now here it is January. All the parts are cast. I couldn't even tell you what they did. It was a musical. I can't remember what could have been West Side Story. That was a popular one. But I don't remember because I wasn't in it. So I went to the guidance counselor. Love guidance counselors, right? And she said, why don't you join the Glee Club? Well, it was fun. The Glee Club was fun, I got to tell you, because what I learned in there was that almost everybody in the Glee Club was also in the drama club. So it was like my pals. I mean, immediately we had this kindred spirit, people that take lines from movies and people that are trying to do the words to songs and recite poems in a funny way. Those are my people. The clowns, the extremists, the shy ones with the deep intelligence and brooding. So I found them in the Glee Club, so I made some friends there. I guess I was thinking about if I would have had the opportunity to be in a high school like the one in New York, the high school where they made the movie Fame. Yeah, that would have been my jam. But that didn't happen. Life had other plans for me. Ooh. Okay. So what the other plan is that this old geezer sitting here talking about the past. Well, I'm hoping I'm bringing some value. Okay, that's the buzzword on the internet. Bring value. Like, I've done my homework. I just don't know what else to do. Okay, so some of the classes are a little bit of a blur because you got to think, this is my third high school, my third set of friends I'm trying to make. In New Egypt, I had my own room. It was a little small, but it was my own. It wasn't like what I had in Garfield, sharing a room with 3 brothers. And now I'm in this tiny apartment. Beautiful. My grandma kept it beautiful. Do not get me wrong. The apartment was beautiful, but it wasn't made for 3 adults. Okay, so my she liked to sleep on her Castro convertible in the living room. That was like the Cadillac Castro convertible. And she had it sent for from Macy's. They delivered it, and it was like in this small little apartment, and they fitted in. And my grandma, she was like king of the hill, It was like, and my father slept in the bedroom. It was a smaller bedroom, packed with boxes, my boxes, dad's boxes. I mean, as pretty as my grandma tried to keep it, it wasn't meant for, 3 adults. It was, small. And where did they put my bed? They bought one of these fold-up beds, kind of, see at camp, and they put it in the kitchen. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to go into living in an apartment complex and possible insects. Suffice it to say that I slept most of the time with the light on. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I'm trying to keep a balance, okay? Okay, so there was a little bit of experimentation with this. because let's face it, I needed to fantasize. I needed to, and I'm not justifying, but it's no shocker that somebody living like that with all that brokenness would want to, like escape a couple of minutes of the day. It's no shocker. Okay. Hence the aces score. Still not telling you. So Dad wasn't drinking. And I think I'll talk a little bit about that, and then I'll start on the new one. I want to talk about the prom. That'll be the next video. That's pretty fun. Okay, so Dad wasn't drinking, but he was crying. He didn't have any way to deal with all the wreckage of his past. There was for him, there was no AA or counseling. That was for weak people. There was nothing for him, so he cried. He didn't know what to do with all the mistakes he had made and all the regret. And he cried and he went to work. He worked as a cook, a short order cook, which was a step down because he was a certified chef and a certified baker and all these little things he had going for him. But he went to work and he cried. And when he couldn't do that anymore, he drank again. And I wasn't safe when he drank. And that's the truth. I wasn't safe emotionally or physically because he threw stuff and yada, yada. And then he'd wake up and be remorseful. And the big book even talks about the remorse. I'm not making fun of it, but if you want, you can go check it out in the big book. I'm not going to tell you page and paragraph. I don't know the address of that quote. But the remorse thing is real. And he had it. And I had to live with that. The other thing that I had to live with him was that he wasn't in touch with reality about how bad he had damaged my mother. He would tell me, say this to your mom or say that to your mom or what, he would expect me to be the go-between with my brothers. Did you get pictures of your brothers? Do you have pictures of your brothers? How are they? What school are they? I mean, he would just pump me. And I felt like an object, Dad, I don't know. Mom doesn't call, remember? I don't know what's going on. So there was a lot. And he turned to me a little bit. But at this point, I had given up on trying to fix him. I'm like, this is way over my pay grade. Probably didn't say that to myself back then. That's sort of my modern interpretation of something I can't do. So you're living in this apartment. You can't talk to your brothers because you're some kind of outcast. Your father's crying all the time, and your grandmother thinks you're Shirley Temple. Woo, boy! So who wouldn't turn to their friends? Who wouldn't turn to a little, tranquility? Anyway, I'm going to end it there, and the next one's going to be about the prom. That's a good Lodi memory. Fun. And I'm going to say the Copacabana and the Four Tops so that you watch it because that's a great memory. All right, I always promise you that I'll keep it balanced, even though there's this negative, I'm okay. I want you guys to know I'm okay. It isn't easy. I don't want to look at that, but I will for your sake and for the sake of anybody that might watch this in the future. Okay, on to the prom.